What's going on, everybody? It's Nick here, and this is your third stimulus check stimulus package update video. Now, we've got lots of news to cover in today's video, but before I do that, I want to quickly invite you to hit that subscribe button below and turn the bell notification icon on so you don't miss any of my stimulus check stimulus package update videos. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into today's news. On Friday, House Democrats formally released the full text of the next stimulus bill. The price tag is $1.9 trillion. The bill is 591 pages long. So what's inside the bill? Well, the bill calls for the largest stimulus check to date in the amount of $1,400 per eligible individual. The bill also calls for $350 billion in state and local government relief, an extension of the $400 per week federal unemployment benefits, additional funding for small businesses, money to assist schools reopening, and money for vaccine distribution. The bill also contains a provision that would raise the federal minimum wage up to $15 an hour by 2025. Now, the stimulus bill also includes provisions that allocate money for less known items, including $300 million for conducting monitoring and surveillance of animals who are susceptible to the virus, $10 million for the preservation and maintenance of Native American languages, $50 million for family planning, $500 million to the CDC to build surveillance technology to collect and analyze public health information, $135 million to the National Endowment of the Arts, another $135 million to the National Endowment of the Humanities, $200 million to the Institute of Museum and Library Services, and $15 billion in bailout money for the airline industry. So what's left out of this bill? Well, the main item that was left out of the bill was student loan forgiveness. Biden has said that he supports canceling up to $10,000 in student loan debt and extending a pause on the student loan repayment forbearance period. Some Democrats want to cancel even more in student loan debt. Earlier in the month, Senate Democrats led by Senator Elizabeth Warren put forward their own proposal to cancel up to $50,000 in student loan debt. Last Thursday, during his town hall, Biden had this to say about canceling student loan debt.
Jocelyn is the Director of Marketing for a Community Theater. Jocelyn, welcome. Your question.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. President. Student loans are crushing my family, friends, and fellow Americans.
Me too.
The American dream is to succeed, but how can we fulfill that dream when debt is many people's only option for a degree? We need student loan forgiveness beyond the potential $10,000 your administration has proposed. We need at least a $50,000 minimum. What will you do to make that happen?
I will not make that happen. It depends on whether or not you go to a private university or a public university. It depends on the idea that I say to a community, I'm going to forgive the debt, the billions of dollars of debt for people who have gone to Harvard and Yale and Penn and schools. My children, I went to a great school, I went to a state school. But is that going to be forgiven rather than use that money to provide for early education for young children who come from disadvantaged circumstances? But here's what I think. I think everyone, and I've been proposing this for 4 years, everyone should be able to go to community college for free. For free. That costs $9 billion, and we should pay for it. And the tax policies we have now, we should be able to pay for it. You spend almost that much money as a break for people who own racehorses. And I think any family making under $125,000 whose kids go to a state university they get into, that should be free as well. And the thing I do in terms of student debt that's accumulated is provide for changing the existing system now for debt forgiveness if you engage in volunteer activity. But I do think that in this moment of economic pain and strain, that we should be eliminating interest on the debts that are accumulated, number one. And number two, I'm prepared to write off the $10,000 debt, but not 50.
Mr. President, let me ask you.
Because I don't think I have the authority to do it by sign of a pen.
Now, Republicans have quickly condemned the $1.9 trillion aid package and renewed their opposition to it and to its price tag, calling it a liberal wish list. New York GOP Representative Nicole Malliotakis tweeted, quote, "Less than 1% of the COVID relief bill will actually go to vaccine development and distribution. When a top priority accounts for such a small part of the overall spending, it just shows you how massive and unnecessarily bloated this spending bill is. But the Republican lawmakers' opposition to the stimulus bill does not appear to reflect the sentiment of most Americans. According to recent New York Times polling conducted by SurveyMonkey, over 70% of Americans support the package, including 2 in 5 Republicans and 3/4 of independent voters. On Friday, while touring a vaccine distribution plant, Biden told reporters that he was open to trimming the $1.9 trillion price tag on the stimulus bill.
I'm grateful that the Senate and the House are moving quickly, and I'm prepared to hear their ideas how to make the package better and make it cheaper. I'm open to that.
Biden then placed the ball back into Republican lawmakers' court by asking them what exactly they would have him cut from the stimulus bill to reduce the price tag.
Now, critics say my plan is too big, that it costs $1.9 trillion. So that's too much. Well, let me ask them, what would they have me cut? What would they have me leave out? Should we not invest $20 billion to vaccinate the nation? Should we not invest $290 million to extend unemployment insurance for the 11 million Americans who are unemployed so they can get by while they get back to work? Should we not invest $50 billion to help small businesses stay open when tens of thousands have had to close permanently? Should we not invest, and by the way, they make up half the employment in America. Should we not invest $130 million to help schools across the nation open safely? Right now, 24 million adults, 11 million children don't have enough food to eat. And unless you think I'm exaggerating, think of those scenes you've seen on the television with cars lined up which seem like miles to wait to have someone put a box of food in their trunk. People who never, ever, 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 ever thought they would need help. And through no fault of their own, they're in that circumstance. If we don't pass the American Rescue Plan, 40 million Americans will lose nutritional assistance through a program we call SNAP, the old food stamp program. Do we not invest $3 billion to keep families from going hungry? 1 in 5 Americans are behind in their rent. 1 in 10 are behind in their mortgages. How many people do you know that will go to bed tonight staring into the ceiling and say, God, what is going to happen if I don't get my job, if I don't have my unemployment check?
Democrats have promised to speedily deliver the relief package in the next 2 weeks and have paved the way for a vote that will allow the plan to be passed without adjustments to accommodate Republicans who oppose it. The measure is expected to pass in the House before the end of this month, February. Senate Democrats could then approve it through the budget reconciliation process without GOP support, as I discussed in my last video. Now, before I end this video, I want to tell you about my new membership program on this channel. Now, if you join this channel and become a member today, you'll get immediate access to things like members-only exclusive videos that are on YouTube that I've made, but you can't see them unless you're a member. You'll also get to participate in live chats with me where you can ask me questions, you can make comments on videos, we can have a discussion. You'll have direct communication with me in these members-only live chats. On top of all of that, I'll be posting a series of videos called Day in the Life of a Lawyer. These videos will document what I do on a day-to-day basis as a lawyer. You'll get to go inside of my office and see what I do every day at work. Additionally, members will have access to my legal forms that I'll pull from my legal forms library. These are the same forms that I use in my own cases. Now, to become a member today, all you have to do is open YouTube on a desktop browser. You've got to be on a desktop. You cannot do this using the YouTube mobile app. Once you've logged in, head on over to my channel page. Just search for Nick Wagner in the search bar and then click on my channel page. Go to the channel tab and you'll see a join button. Click the join button, pick your membership, and that is all you need to unlock all of those excellent perks that I've made for you guys. So if you've got questions or you're struggling to do this on a mobile device, just leave a comment in this video and I'll make a how-to video where I'll walk you step by step through what you need to do on a mobile device or a desktop computer in order to join this membership program. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for watching.